Here's my layout for the next technique challenge. In this layout, you will observe on the background paper I added this lighting, and I think it was pretty effective. Here is the original layout, and you can see how the lighting, it actually made the paper darker for one thing, which helped, and it actually leads the eye down to the photos. And lighting is very easy to apply to your background photos or your backgrounds. And I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this so we can play with this paper here. Go to the filter drop down menu and then render and lighting effects, and it's going to bring up this pop-up box. The bad thing is you don't really get a preview over here to see how it looks. You do get this preview here in this little bitty box, but you don't get to see how it looks in totality until you apply the effect. That's one thing I don't really like. For my photo, I chose this 2 o'clock spotlight and actually changed the default. I think the default for the negative was up a little higher and had this yellow in it, and to me that just wasn't very pleasing, and so I did lower that until I found something pleasing. Now a lot of this getting in here is just playing, and sometimes I will play and then hit that undo button and try again. We all love that undo button. And I'm not going to really go through a whole lot about what all these things mean, because actually I don't know what they mean myself either. You just go in here and you learn by playing, but I will show you how to play. How's that? So I think, I'm not sure, here's the default. When you first open it, this is what it would look like, and you can see that's not really very pleasing. But what you can do is to actually click down on these bounding boxes and change, and you can even click down on this middle one and drag it and move it so that you can make things wider and whatnot. Then when you get it positioned where you want it, you can go in here and move the sliders. On this case, the focus, when you change the focus, you can see what that did there. It made you have to imagine this as a spotlight on a stage, and so I made the focus just down to one little person standing there, which this might be a good thing and it might not be, depending on what you're going for and what you're trying to highlight on your layout. You can double click these and change the settings. Maybe I might want to make it a little more green. Let's just see what it does. And so then you can see there's less contrast there, and that there might be something that you might want to do. You can change this one also. Have no idea what I'm doing here, and you can just see what it happens to it. If not, you can always go back. And then this is shiny or matted. You can see this makes the light shinier. Plastic or metallic. Exposure, underexposed overexposed. I actually think underexposed and grabbing these and making it really big like that might be the way to go. Let's bring this up. More something like that. Well, I just don't like the black. Trying to get rid of the black. Texture, you can add texture. It says red texture. I'm not sure. Oh, there, you can see the difference in the before and after on the preview. Flat, mountainous. So you just play with the and use the actual texture of your original too. You just play around until you can see what you get. You can actually turn the light off, but then that makes it useless. You have by default, you also have under the default one, you have 3 choices in this drop down. We were on Spotlight. You can use directional or Omni. I like Omni a lot. Let's just make that a little bit larger, and if you put that right where your photos are, which mine are about down here, that would definitely do something to bring your eye to the photos. I'm not sure what this directional was. I probably got the thing too large, or changing these colors. Let's cancel out and go in and see what happens. There's directional is not doing much at all for this particular. But then when you're done with that, oh well, we are on 2 o'clock. Let's go to default and then directional. It's still not doing much particular for this particular one. But then you have all these choices under here that you can also utilize. There's the 2 o'clock that I did. Blue Omni, which really gives a psychedelic effect. Circle of light. That one I don't use very much because obviously it's, I guess you could change it, and I don't know, it's not very useful for our purposes as a scrapbooker's crossing. Now I like this one here. That one's very usable. This one's kind of cool, crossing down, and right now I'm just scrolling with my mouse to get these to change rather than clicking down. There's the default. 5 lights down. Now that could be kind of useful. I haven't found a way to use it, but it could be. 5 lights up. That's like the lights are at the bottom of the stage and shining up on those 5 people there. Flashlight. Floodlight. Now I kind of like that one. Parallel direction. I'm not sure what that's doing. RGB lights. Soft direct lights. And I'm not sure why that's changing the, I would have to play. I'm not quite sure why that's changing the color of my paper and taking away the pattern so much. Soft direct light, and see each of these has these 3 options under here also. And soft Omni. I like the ones that don't change the color of the paper, like that one. Soft Spotlight. 3 down. That could also be very useful at times, maybe. Triple light. So a lot of these I don't utilize. I've actually used these on photos themselves also, and not just background paper. And so let's say we would choose this one, and I'm going to reduce that negative a little bit. make that a little bit wider. What I'm trying to do is lessen the effect a little bit. Like the wider focus. And so once again, you just get in here and play around. Obviously the ambiance is important. I kind of like it about right there. And then you just play with it and choose what you want and click OK. Now I do want to point out what I have done often after I've done this. See, that just isn't quite as pleasing as the one I had before. But what I've done often, let's go back to my original that I had, is to lower the opacity on this one to soften the effect. If the effect is too strong, you can lower the opacity on the first one to allow the background one to show through. And so this, I almost left it at this. This was more what I was going for when I originally did the layout, but then I realized that the rule of contrast was working here to make the photos pop, having the dark, having it much darker. And so I left my layout with the darker background. Remember, you can even move it a step forward and begin playing with those blending modes to see what happens. Of course, so far everything is ugly. That one there is not too bad. Whoa. You can take these a step further and see what happens when you begin applying the blending modes. Multiply is not too bad. Darken is not too bad. And so sometimes you'll start out with an idea, and then in your playing you'll totally get something different, and you'll go, aha, that works, that's pretty cool. That's where I say playing is fun. And yes, it's early in the morning and I've yawned twice now during this video. Sorry. And so I'm not quite sure what else to show you with this. I guess here's another idea. If you wanted to use both of these and lower the opacity or blend the top one, I can actually, oh look, it kind of made a heart shape. Do something like that to your layout. Maybe I'm going to multiply blend that and lower its opacity some more. You know, now I've got two of them working. And maybe I want to blend this one also. And so I think I'm going to go back to what I originally had because I liked it best. But that's just another idea yet for you to play with this to see how you can make it work. And so have fun with the lighting on your background. I look forward to seeing your creativity, and hopefully you're not going to be yawning through it. Bye.